Hello, everybody. Happy end of the new year. And you feel very fortunate what you passed in this year. And if not, then you feel learned a lot of the mistakes. So it becomes condition of the great improvement for the next year. So therefore, we try to talk tonight how to use our brains. So when I say how to use your brains, or I say use your brains, it sounds a little bit arrogant way of saying, but this is the not arrogant. We could call the top love. Top love. We need sometimes we need top love. So Dharma come to the outside non-Buddhist traditional countries. So approximately now half century. But when I see there's a lot of materialism of Dharma materialism. But when we look at very closely, there is many problems and little progress. So that's why we need think carefully and critically ourselves. Then why I thought about why like that? Because of the culture. Because the modern culture is more goes with political correctness and individual cherishness. Individual cherishing. Try to fit with individual cherishing and political correct. So we can think carefully how these things happen. Individual cherishing, because one, we have false idea of freedom. So freedom is a cause of happiness. However, what kind of freedom, or rare freedom, or fake freedom? If we cannot distinguish, then we have a problem. That's one thing. So, second thing is political correctness. Political correctness means to say, but you cannot say the truth. You cannot say the truth, but safe to say this. So safe to say this means make not many upset. Make upset people means are critical. Critical and make upset people appears bad, but there is jewel inside. because critical. Critical means pointing the issues. Because if we don't know the issues, we cannot overcome. First, we have to identify our issues, humanitarian issue, individual issue, community issue, whatever the issues we have to identify first, but you cannot identify because you are not politically correct. Not politically correct means you make many upset. Many make upset means you not become popular. Okay? So that's why we have could go round and round and round and round and round and round, indirect, everything indirect. So then indirectness, people don't get it. You can't get it because indirect. Okay, this thing's happening. With anything, how to live the life meaningful and how to be ethical, how to be compassionate, how to be transformation, achieve. Many, many things. We talking very directly, indirectly. So then people get only pieces of the jewel. You never get the whole jewel because the indirectness. Not only that, then we emphasize the self-cherishing, the individual cherishing. Individualism. We emphasize individualism. Why? You can't upset anybody. You're not going to be popular. So then we emphasize individualism. Whatever individuals, make sure individually not upset, not critical. Everything safe to say. If you go that way, then everybody becomes selfish. So everybody becomes selfish. Then you have to try to fit everything in the selfishness. Then you so-called Dharma, or doesn't matter, is something you have transformed in the selfishness, also becomes selfish. Non-material things, incredible deep spiritual things also becomes like materialism. Materialism emphasize, selfish emphasize. Then we call, oh, this is suitability. But actually you suit in and a selfishness. So why individualism is a selfish? Why you call that? It's easy if you use the brand carefully, then it's easy. Not focus individual, and then you focus bigger. Bigger means you see bigger. You see bigger means you see many possibilities, not tiny possibility. But when we focus individualism, then you narrow down your mind, your view is significantly narrowed down. The whole universe, you have no idea, just me, in my family. But even my family, just your position. You don't see as the unity. You only see as convenience or position. Your property becomes like that. So then when you practice Dharma or suitable Dharma, which means becomes your entertainment. The Dharma is only for entertainment or relieve your temporary problem or hobby, only becomes that. Or that's better than zero, yes, but you can never go any deeper because you try to fit in, the individualism and selfishness. That's the problem. So a modern time, this modern culture, you can't critical anything. You can't criticize anything because everybody is so sensitive. So sensitive and take personally everything. So then what you can do, only encourage. The encouragement, 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 encouragement. Encouragement is not bad, but only encouragement doesn't work forever. Even works a little bit temporarily is not strong enough. Not strong enough to transform your life, to be meaningful your life, not enough. It's not enough for Dharma, real Dharma. Just encourage. You busy whole life encouragement, that's it. In encouragement, you move an inch. Another encouragement, you move inch. And then next, come back, and then encouragement, move inch forward, and then go back, fell back again, fell back again, then encouragement. Why? Encouragement not enough. Because you're not talking about issue. Where is the problem? Where is the illness? You're not talking about. You're talking about just, take medicine. Take tablet, take painkiller, basically. Not talking about where is the illness, what is the problem exactly, what? If you identify that one first, then nobody is scared to say, this is your sickness. This is our humanity sickness. We need to cure this one. This is the root problem. It's not enough we treated the symptoms. We have to go the root. Everybody have to say this. Everybody have to aware this. Everybody have to work together on that. Otherwise, not enough. So maybe we think about how this happened. Think about why this thing happens. Why go this way? Okay, I understand now. Yes, individualism, emphasize individualism. Then you value of the self-cherishin. That's what the problem, okay? But how that happened from the beginning? Maybe we need to think about that a little bit. So first, when any kind of a problem means there's unbalance. My health problem means health imbalance. The elements in our body is unbalanced. That's everybody know. There's environment problem means environmentally there is unbalance. If we bring that in humanity, or what is the humanity problem? there is disunity. There is a bias, discrimination, and then start fight, which means there is bias, me, you, your community, my community, your country, like that way. Everything come from that. That's everybody know. I mean, if you think carefully, it's easy to know, it's obvious. If it's obvious what you talk about, we have to still remind. So that means we have to think that's deeper, deeper, deeper. What is good means always, the unity. Unity means balance. Balance and unity. That's always toward to go. That's quite obvious. Because it's community level, family level, even to friends, any level, there is unity, there is good things. There is disunity, there's problem start. So we all know that. So then, if we bring that individual's, spirituality, first, let's say somebody has zero spirituality, absolutely selfish. That person, you don't see anybody other than yourself. I mean, you see there's something object, but you see is something you. How can I use this? How can I take advantage of this? That's only you can see. Okay, that's only you can see. That's obvious. We know. We all know. And then become a little bit better than this. Then this person sees, there are something. Not just I can use everything. There's some things I can use, but some things not. See that way. Then if you become a little bit better, then you see, they are cute animals. I shouldn't kill them. I like this animal, don't like this animal, I can kill them, but this animal I like, so I shouldn't kill. That's a little bit tiny better. Then if even become a little bit better than that, then either human or animal or anything, we think, I don't like it, but I have to, respect, I have to tolerate. Yeah, I have to tolerate, I have to respect, I have to. That's become how. That's even better. If you can go even more closer, then what happened? I like it. I like them. I like them. I like people. I like animals. I like environment. I like this. I don't mind even go work and hard work. It's okay, I like it. You see, that's much better. You see, that means everything closer, 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 yeah? First, you see very far away. That's why you think it's only just I use, nothing else. So then it's a closer, 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 closer. So finally, you feel closeness. Feels closeness. Closeness means you see similar of myself. All of them similar myself. Everyone wanted the same thing, don't want the same thing. It's just similar. So then you feel a little bit close. So that's much better. You feel closeness. The next one, You say, I feel connected. Not just close, but there is connection. Oh, connection. That's much better. Not just close, it's connected. Really? And then we call so-called love. That's why love is something universally, something valuable. Love means you see there's some connection. You feel some connection. So that's why universally is valuable. But then people don't distinguish what is love, how many types of love, exactly what. They don't distinguish, and then confusion start. So we not talk about too many categories of love today, but just break down two major. One, love, the connection. From the connection, you start more toward to the disunity. Remember? You and me, like that way. Become object and me, subject and me, become like that way. If you go toward that way, there you feel you're strong. No matter how strong your love is, becomes possessiveness. Why possessiveness? Because you don't connect in the union way. Because you connect, even you think it's connect the union way. Yes, you connect a union way, yes. Compare these others, very, very distant ones. Yes, compare that, yes. But you become possessive, very, very possessive. What that means, you feel your possession, your property. That's why you are possessive. But if you don't see as your possession, your property, then you don't become like this. Your love is not become like that. I'm not saying the romantic love or this samsaric strong, secular strong love, all of them, no value. I'm not saying that. Of course they have value. Universally have value. There is value. But if you can go better way, then you have less possessiveness. Maybe you cannot go zero possessiveness first state, but slowly, less possessiveness. Instead, devotion. To go toward to the devotion, then that's your connection becomes powerful, beneficial, limitless potential. You can go that way. So that means, that's why all the highest yoga tantra, yoga, highest profound yoga, Kala Chakra yoga. What means yoga? Yoga means union. Okay, when we say union, the most superficial level union is, oh, we are friends, we are united, we are family, we united, we are united. So we can do things together. We agree to do together. That's more superficial union. Then you can go deeper. You no need negotiate. You no need negotiate anything. You are naturally connected. You are naturally more deeply connected. So that is a perfect love union. That's why the ultimate unity is not even connected to things. Is one nature, innumerable aspects. That is the ultimate union. So if we go toward to that union, in any step from the very far away, just sentient beings, just for use for advantage for me other than myself. In that way, you're going to go, even you closer a little bit to the nature, you still going the wrong way. Not wrong way, 100% backward, but is you took the wrong direction. If you go that union way, that's devotion way, and then is the ultimate right way. Why? Because the ultimate nature is union. The ultimate nature is the absolute union, one nature, an innumerable aspect. So toward to go to the truth is the absolute right direction. The other way, you have little good things, but never perfect. And on the way, many pick up many problems. And sometimes go backward, sometimes they finish your life, whatever, waste all your life, basically the precious human birth. So that happens. So that's why when we try to fit Dharma in our selfishness, selfish suitability, which means try to fit the social norm, try to fit these superficial social customs and social habitual patterns. This selfish culture, sensitive selfish culture, if we try to feed there, you can take painkillers. Dharma is like painkiller, a little bit relief, a little bit entertainment, yes. A little bit hobby, yes. But you cannot take the maximum. Never. So that's why nowadays so many Buddhists, I'm Buddhist, but I don't believe in reincarnation. What do you mean? The core Buddhism is, if you can distinguish from the other religion and the science, then is you are creator. We are creator. Not God, not Buddha. We are creator. Everything is our karmic result we experience because we made it. So we experience. When we made it, We made it innumerable lifetimes with our body, speech, mind, but basically mind. Our mind made it, our mind buried, settled, and our mind experience. That is only circle. There's no other than their creation. This is the core Buddhism. If you don't believe the core Buddhism, you have no idea of the core Buddhism, then I'm a Buddhist. Means you taken a tiny types of something fit your temporary selfish life or your temporary political correctness. How do you say? Or your temporary pretend Buddhist, Buddha's follower of Buddha. You only fit in there. That's why you do it. You feels good. Temporarily feels a little bit better. That's why I do it. So that means we go and emphasize the possessiveness. Everything else, my position. The Dharma also becomes my position. It's not we immerse it in the Dharma. Not that. Dharma is my position. That's why some of them are rubbish, I don't want. Some of them, yes, makes me good look. Some of them, no, rubbish is rubbish. It's too much. Oh, not true. I don't believe. But the Dharma is timeless. You can't say Dharma is real Dharma suitable for everyone. Why? Means is truth. The ultimate truth suitable for everyone. There's no such thing, no suit. If there is no suit, you have to admit, this is my limitation. If you say, oh, I try to understand in Dharma. I'm trying to practice tiny part of Dharma. If you say that, then it's nothing wrong. But you cannot judge Dharma from your limitation of, how do you say, from your limited capacity. We can't. If we do that, then becomes everything limited and, how do you say, not beneficial. If we see, is this my limitation? My limitation means anytime it can improve. So then we have path. That's why the most highest teaching of highest Yoga Tantra emphasize Guru and love and devotion. Why? Do you know what Guru means? Guru means you able to unconditionally love and devote it. That could be human, it could be animal, or could be anything. Could be your husband, could be your wife, you could be your children, anything could be. But don't mistake. Sometimes people, oh, I love my children, I love my wife, oh, that's my guru. But you have to check some things. Is you feel possessive or you feel totally surrendered and dedicated? If yes, if you are totally surrendered and dedicated, then it's not just your wife or husband or children, it is your guru. But probably not. Instead, yes, you love, but you have just strong attachment associated with love and possessiveness associated with love. Then it's not guru, just your wife, just your children, okay? But anybody else, you have that, that's your guru. Otherwise, you have no guru, okay? No guru. No guru means no Vajrayana path, no Vajrayana path for you. Just practice Sutayana, that's enough. That's enough. But still, in Sutayana, you have to have mercy, respect of your Sutayana teachers more than anybody else. But maybe you have not totally surrendered, totally dedicated, totally, you don't have that feeling, that's okay. As long as you, the most I respect my Dharma teachers. My Dharma teachers, because you see the Dharma is the ultimate value. All the value is you find from the Dharma, nothing, nowhere else. If yes, who told me that is the most valuable? Of course. This is, you have to understand, is come from 100% from you, not somebody forcing you or some community forcing you, or you just doing for community, for political correct, or you just doing for somebody just to look as okay. If you're doing this, of course, still better than zero, you look respectable. But it's not the guru yet, not the devotion yet, not the Vajrayana path yet. Why? Why? I tell you why. Why not Vajrayana path yet? Again, the core of Vajrayana, are based, I said that in general Buddhism, the most fundamental, the general Buddhism, you have to understand we are creator. We are karmic creator. We only experience karmic result. Remember? Not created God, not created Buddha. Just we are. That's why you become very responsible. So that is the fundamental Buddhism. Vajrayana fundamental. What is Vajrayana fundamental? Of course, you have that all Buddhism fundamental, of course. But on the top of this, what uniquely you have to have the fundamental Vajrayana? You have more pure perception than anybody else. I mean, anybody else means any other average people are talking about. Any other Sutayana practitioners. Compare them, you are more have pure perception. When I say mere pure perception, may be difficult for you to understand. Means, like all the texts and everywhere say, oh, you think everything is Buddha Dharma or Buddha Mandala, all everybody, all human beings, sentient beings, all deities. That's we talking about maximum. You cannot be maximum from beginning. That's not possible. But where you have to start? Start understanding Buddha nature or believing. Two things. Two options. One, intellectually, you really understand the Buddha nature. And you feel, that seems right, that is the right. Everything else illusion. Yes, the Buddha nature, the ultimate truth is the perfect Yeah, that must be the truth. There's no other way. I can't find any, that minimum level. If you don't have even that, forget about it. You're not really understanding intellectually. You're not understanding logically. You don't know how to put logic in this. Do you have belief without logic? You can have belief with logic, or you can have a belief without logic. Okay, I have belief. I don't know why, but I just believe. I'm convinced. If you have that, then pure perception start. Do you know why? Because you believe in Buddha nature. Buddha nature means Tathagatangarba. Tathagatangarba means the absolute truth. Absolute truth means perfect everything. Everything else illusion. So you believe in that. Don't mistake. If you believe in that, means doesn't mean day-to-day functions you disregard, okay? You don't have to disregard day-to-day functions. You still can be more ethical in the relative world. You can be still even political correctness. That's okay, no problem. You don't have to be controversial all the time. When something we need address for big purpose, but other times you can function as normal people. That's okay. But in your deep of the mind, you know all of them, this kind of illusion is illusion. So you have less attachment. That is the Vajrayana way, a less attachment. Do you know what a less attachment means? You have attachment, no problem, in Vajrayana way, but you are not controlled by attachment. So that means you have a pure perception start already. Start, because you can distinguish the absolute truth and the relative truth, and you mind believe the absolute truth more than the relative truth. That's enough. That is starting point of pure perception. In that way, naturally, of course, you become pure perception. Why? Because in the relative level, any bad things, you are not so judgmental. You just, oh, okay, that appears. Okay, appears very bad. You can admit, oh, appears very bad. As I perceive it very bad, but you're not really fixed on anything. That's okay. You have to accept what appears for you. But you are not absolutely fixed on that perception. So that means you are less judgment. Less judgmental. Normal people are not like that. You have to remember that. Normal people, whatever appears, they believe that way and fixed on that. No more question. No more room. But you not. Because your mind is more related on ultimate truth. Toward there, at least. Your mind is toward truth, ultimate truth. That's why any relative level, you are less judgmental. You don't have to pretend, oh, didn't appear bad. You can say, oh, yeah, appears very bad. Sounds like broken samaya. Anything you can say. But in your mind, deep down, not so fixed one. So that's start pure perception. Okay, then you have to think about if it's pure perception, start. Where is it easier to start? With your wife, children, family, friends, business people, politicians, or your Dharma teacher? Which one is a little bit easier? If all your politicians easier for you to have pure perception or dedication or say devotion, then that's your guru. No problem. If it's business people, billionaires, these people, then you can have your guru. No problem. Maybe that's your guru. Who see? But if it's Dharma teacher, you feel like that, that means maybe it becomes your Vajrayana guru. Maybe you have the karma connecting to the Vajrayana. So that you have to think that way. Why I have to that way? Do you know why? Because your Dharma teachers represent the Buddha nature, the appearance level. Who else could be? If not Dharma teacher, who else could be representation of the absolute Vajradhara? Who could be? Logically think about. Who brings the Dharma, taught you the Dharma, if that person not representing, I'm talking relative level. If not Buddha, then who else could be? Ultimately is your true Buddha nature and your guru is same union, the ultimate union, one nature, innumerable aspect. So that's why you are the right direction. So that's why if you not prioritize your life and the devotion way, there is no real Vajrayana path. You can, appearance of Vajrayana practice, you can do that, but there's no real essence to success your path because lack of the essence. Yes, sure, even you practice some deity, whatever you did, sure, maybe helps your temporary problems, becomes again painkiller. Okay? Treated the symptom temporarily. Even the ultimate absolute Buddhas and Sambhogakaya Buddha, all of them become painkiller. Why? Only painkiller, not get rid of the root, because just myself, how I took that way is not Buddha is the only painkiller. Not Dharma is just painkiller. Not Dharma is just entertainment. Not Dharma is just hobby. But we made become that limited. So that's the issues I want to point out. So if any of you say, oh, okay, this or I have no problem. This problem mentioned tonight is not me. Oh, great then, fantastic. I'm not saying any individual. I'm just saying, include myself. We are together reflecting. We should reflect this. Because just encouraging, that's not enough. We need sometimes encouragement, sometimes we have to critical, and then we have to critical means pointing out the issues, then solve the issues. Then we are overcome the issues. Then maybe we celebrate. Then encourage next. And then next. Then we have tried to do and we have struggling. Then we see, oh, what is the problem? What is the issue? Oh, here you go, here, this one. Okay, how you solve this? Okay, this. Okay, now we are overcome again. I think Dharma practice should go that way. That's why I'm saying using your brain means not just simply follow what other people say doing, what other people are saying. Dharma come to in the modern world, non-Buddhist country, long time now, but everybody play game each other. Dharma presenters also play game, and receivers also play game. Some of them innocent, they don't know, oh, this must be Dharma. Some people know but pretending. So then we never overcome. So then people also, just people, you know use brand means always what other people do. Oh, they follow others. No, you have to understand, am I prioritizing Dharma practice number 1 or 2 or other samsaric things? Which level of prioritizing I'm doing? If you only priority number 5 or 4 only Dharma, then how can I expect big result? We have to be very realistic. Basically, what I'm talking about, using brain means we make realistic. But the yoga, Dharma, everything, we become, oh, the meditation relieves, depress, relieves anxiety. Oh, the yoga relieves anxiety, depression, traumatized. So why we are so depressed? Why we have so anxiety and traumatized? Do you know why? Because we emphasize individualism, emphasize self-cherishing. The culture formed that way. The culture means everybody direction that way. Then it's very easy to depress, very easy to anxiety. Because selfish means looking only narrow possibility, not seeing many other possibilities, not seeing anything. Very narrow. And we all know anything you know, only little you have problem, you know more, then you see many solutions. That's basically yes. Why that's happened? Because so-called psychologists, because the psychologists, they have very narrow view. Based on narrow view, then if people believe that, and then people believed that, they created that. Created that, then everything you blame somebody else. I have big problem in my life. I feel traumatized all my life because one time my father or mother beat me up. How come? We are beat up every day, almost every day. Me, I beat up every day. Not just beat up like this, beat up with big stick, big rock, big frozen yakadon. Yes, we hate it at 10, 15 minutes when they beat up us. Oh, I hate it. But then finished. Then we know that's not a big problem because we know their purpose. Purpose is love, to have love. Because you don't listen and then force you showing. You punishment. Even the God can punish people. How come our parents can't punish you? But if we don't know the karma, don't know the previous life, only blame this somebody, or so many televisions say, 20 years ago somebody touched my bum, so I blame, sue them. This is the problem, the selfish culture, individualism. You know, the freedom I said before. Yes, freedom, it sounds nice. Then the modern culture, we emphasize freedom, individual freedom, individual freedom. That means nobody can bother me. Parents cannot say anything to children. Only you can say a little bit until they not grow up. But then they grow up, they can do a little bit themselves, then you can't say anything. Then you can't do anything. Right? Nobody can say anything to you. Parents, how much you went through that for a child? How many hardships you went through? Zero gratitude, and do for you nothing. Do back nothing. Zero. You know, how wonderful culture. Zero gratitude culture. So then what happened? What happened next? Your children do the same thing. Because you did, basically it's your karma, but you didn't know. You don't know karma. You thought, I don't have to do anything for parents. I just take advantage. So like that, it is terrible. Then everybody is alone. Everybody is alone, try to take some dharma, but it becomes hobby. Or becomes painkiller relief. That's a little bit hard because presenters, Dharma presenters present with agenda and not very clearly say, didn't point out issues, just try to fit in your culture because you guys like it. So that started that problem. So that's why Dharma books, many of Dharma books, we have thousands, hundreds of thousands of Dharma books, don't have these issues pointed. Mostly sugar coated. Sugarcoat Dharma. Sugarcoat Dharma. So don't rely on sugarcoat Dharma and don't rely in individual culture. If you want to practice real Dharma, we have to have Buddha in our heart, Buddha nature. And we have Dharma integrate your life, not do the right prioritize, restructure your life priorities, and have cherish your Sangha, because this is your companion or to journey enlightenment. Nor cherish samsara, disconnect it. I mean, deep down, you disconnect it, the samsaric people. Superficial level, of course, you have to be kind to them, blah, blah, blah. But that's what you have to do, basically. If you have no 3 jewels, just Buddha, not enough. The same is God. God is enough. Not enough, obviously, not enough. We need 3 jewels, Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. If we do that, that means we using brain. We have humans have brain better than animals, we using. Otherwise, we not using. Animals all follow each other. The sheep jump, one jump, everybody jump. We not doing that. If we use brain as human intelligent brain, then we not sugarcoat Dharma and not individualism culture. You have to challenge. You have to dissociate with. When I say dissociate, don't mistake, you not run away. But this is not your value. Deep down, you are dissociate. Surface level, you know how to play game with them. That's it. So if we do that, I think we have wonderful year. And then wonderful life and perfect death process to the Pure Land, and we can golden age, perfect golden age, perfect peace and harmony can bring here. Okay, so we start next year. Okay, what time?
Can I just comment something? You just solved the problem in the West, mental health problem in the West. Just solved by this teaching. Is that in the West, a lot of people getting mentally sick. They have all sorts of mental illnesses.
Yes.
And they don't know why. But the problem is the culture.
Culture and psychology.
Yes. The selfishness, the individuality.
The psychology doctrine, yeah. And the culture. Yes. Because everybody is alone. Nobody is connecting each other. Because everybody treating each other is like your possession. Even wife and husband, they're temporarily together, but they don't really know. Who knows they're forever? Nobody. Maybe poor people a little bit more stable, and then more richer and richer, and then these Biryanis, these superstars, they have much more uncertainty, right? Why? Because your value becomes materialism, object, possession, not real connection. Nobody could become that a person have real union together as above of the materialism, above of the money, basically, could not. That's why more richer and more unsuitable, more you have to change many marriage. Why even you bother married again? Feels like that. But maybe showing off. You have to show off. Oh, I married this one better one. Everybody's weak because everybody's lonely. Outside, oh, everything perfect, but inside lonely. If you are alone, you feel alone in this world, of course you're weak. Of course you're easy to depress or anything. Yeah. That's why we need golden age. That's why we need Shambhala influence. Okay? That's it.